Hello everyone, we are from group 12. We will present our presentation and about the discussion of the globalization of English and international English. So first, my name is Junanda Amriansyah and my last student number is 143. First, I will explain the general information about international English. From the late 1500 onwards, the global expansion of English has led to the emergence of several international variants of English, or world Englishes. As we all know from the previous section, bear in mind the definition of a language as much political matter as a linguistic one. What we are going to explain here is some characteristic features or just a few of the national varieties in order to get a taste of the variety we currently use. So now I'm going to explain about the Australian English. So the first one is the use of schwa, is an or e in unstressed syllable, where in RP the phoneme would be I. In example like naked or David. The second one is non-rhotic or the use of vocalic R in American English. The third one is intervocalic or T. Which is the pronunciation of T between vowel sounds become closer to the standard of North American English. And the fourth one is U, where the vowel has more lip rounding than in English, or the English that is spoken in England. And the last one is the use of I, where in RP, the I is more common. So now I will explain about why this happens. So the first one is the result of dialect leveling among the early settlers and convict, many of whom came to Australia from the Southeast England and from Ireland and Scotland. The second theory is London English is the ultimate basis of the Australian English accent. So while the features from Irish and Scottish accents took effect of the later on. So that's all from Australian English. The next one will be explained by my friend Raka.
Thank you, Junanda. My name is Rakaditama Arganto. My last digit of student number is 146. And we will be moving on to the Indian English. While some aspects of Indian English, such as pronunciation, are highly variable, there are some characteristics that can be considered typical of the variety, like the tendency toward regularization in the information of plural of mass nouns. For example, in standard English, we cannot say I ate two breads. For example, here we have to add pluralizing expression like I ate two slices of bread. Moving on, another characteristic difference between Indian English and British English concerns the meaning of some modal verbs. The models in Indian English convey is often different from the British English. As we can see here from the example, Indian English, they say this furniture may be removed tomorrow, while in English, this furniture is to be removed tomorrow. The second example here, this mistake may be please corrected from Indian English. In English, we say this mistake should be corrected. It would appear that in the Indian English examples, the modal verb may has been interpreted by the speaker or the writer as being polite form, and that is this pragmatic function takes precedence over the semantic meaning. There's other grammatical features of Indian English that differ from standard British English includes first is the use of present tense as opposed to the present perfect with durational phrases. Second one here is there is lack of subject or verb inversion in the direct phrases. Okay, we move on to the next point here. We have borrowed in the Indian language. Indian English also borrowed from other Indian languages. For example, as we can see here, there is band, which means a total strike in an area. Crore, which means 10 million in English. and durji, which means tailor in English, and so on. In addition to borrowings from other Indian languages, Indian English has also created new vocabulary by adapting existing British English words. For example, in India, they said appreciable instead of appreciated, and backside instead of behind, biodata instead of curriculum vitae, and so on. That's all from me. The next one will be explained by my friend Dimas.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Dimas Haryo. I'm going to explain pigeons and creoles on the West African coast. So the name West African Pigeon English refers to a group of English-based pigeons and creoles spoken mostly in Nigeria, Liberia, and Sierra Leone along Africa's west coast. Guinea Coast Creole English is another name for it. So WAPE is spoken in a vertical continuum from Gambia to Cameroon, and in a geographical continuum from Gambia to Cameroon. Aku in Gambia, Creole in Sierra Leone, Settler English, and Pidgin English in Liberia. Pidgin English in Ghana and Nigeria, and also in Kamtok. I'm sorry, also in Cameroon, and there are also among the regional dialects. And the tenses and aspects of the West African Pidgin English are also non-inflectional. The next part will be explained by my friend. Thank you.
Hmm. Okay, the next one is the globalization of English. And the first one is attitudes towards global English. Penny Cook, 2001, said that the global spread of English has several benefits. The first is it simplifies travel. That means when everyone is learn about English, you can travel to another country easily. And the second one is encourage international communication. And the third one is expand business opportunities. According to Penny Cook, he provides another argument against English global development by citing Cook's 1988 and Judge's 1983 statement that English is language of imperialism, and that the spread of global English threatens the survival of many of the world's lesser recognized languages. The argument is because English is prominent. When people want to learn and use English in order to reap the economy benefits that it provides, which eventually lead to the degradation of local language and dialect. In the worst case of scenario, the extinction of language. Crystal 2000 makes a number of compelling points for why we should be concerned about the extinction of language. The first one, languages are historical repositories. If we lose a language, we lose the history of the people who use that language, especially if it was an oral culture. The second one, language allows people to express their individual identities. Consider how your sense of self would be affected if your native language was supplanted by universal language, which you were then forced to communicate. The next one will be explained by my friend. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. My name is Dimas Prasetyo. So I will explain to you the next one, the word standard English. So according to Crystal, there are two standard form of English. The first one is word standard printed English, or WSPE, and the second one is word standard spoken English, or WSSE. Okay, so there are the word standard printed English is already used by people to yeah, writing and anything that they are printed. And there are some difference actually in standard writing standard. There are English, American, and British lexicon. And the word standard spoken English are not yet used as standards because there are so many accent and idioms, and if it is thus there are some words that are spoken English, they will avoid idioms that are in certain country only. So there are have a certain degree of simplification. So according to Crystal, in the future, people will understand or qualify these two kind of standard form of English. And next will be explained by my friends. Friend.
Okay, thank you, Tio. So my name is Fernando Santoso, and I want to explain about the fragmentation or fusion. So the first one is the form of English in the future. So the form of English in the future might change, and the reason is we can expect English to fragment or develop into different sub-languages that are not mutually intelligible, or we might expect it to develop to the extent where there are very few differences between international varieties of language. And then the next one is the unlikely scenarios of changes. So Crystal considers the possibilities and admits that with our current levels of knowledge about new varieties of English, it is difficult to accurately predict the likelihood of fragmentation happening. It does, however, note that a number of factors might lead us to suppose that this is an unlikely scenario. The weight of the material published in standard written English will continue to exert an influence on what is perceived and prestigious in terms of usage. And then the next is the usage in our everyday life. So in truth, we don't always have to think of fragmentation and fusion as mutually incompatible concepts. So individuals also use language very differently in every situation. The language you use at work or in the classroom might be very different from the language you use when you're out with friends. As a result, we may anticipate globalization of English to result in the fusion of certain types while keeping the varieties associated with specific local variants of the language that are particularly significant for translating identity. And that is from our group. Thank you for listening and watching our presentation. If there is any question, you can ask it in the forum. Thank you and bye-bye.